What's up, Rebels fans? This is Andy from StarWars.com here at Lucasfilm headquarters. This week, I'm taking you behind the scenes of the latest episode of Star Wars Rebels, The Lost Commanders. This is Rebels Recon. Looking for a tactical advantage against the Empire, the crew seeks out new allies.
I know someone who might be able to help us.
After locating them on a remote system, it's quickly revealed that these old-timers are more than what they seem.
My name is Rex, Captain, 501st Clone Battalion.
However, in exchange for their help, the Ghost Crew has to assist the Sling for Jupers by using Zeb as bait.
Actually, it wasn't so bad, Kanan.
A special press event was recently held to celebrate the return of Star Wars Rebels, and we were lucky enough to attend. Check it out.
In Season 2, what's most exciting is you will learn a lot more about where they came from and what drove them to the position they're in on Star Wars Rebels, which I think a lot of people wanted in Season 1. And you'll have episodes where we'll just focus in on like Hera, and it's all about her. We have more than one this year, actually, which explains kind of two parts of her backstory. Sabine kind of elevates and is every bit as important as Ezra as far as what you think of as dynamically who's the show about and where does it go, because they're both kind of the young people dealing with this war. When I talk backstories this year, everybody gets it. You will find out where Hera found Chopper, and it's actually really important. But I would say of arcs, Chopper's the only one that does an arc. He's kind of a jerk in the beginning, and he's still pretty much a jerk later.
This week's episode brought back a few familiar faces, yet some members of the Ghost Crew aren't so trusting of their new allies. We had a chance to talk with cast and crew about bringing these characters back to life and what it could mean for the series going forward. How did it feel returning to the Star Wars universe to voice the clones again?
I never thought that the clones would be coming back. I thought that would be the end of it after the end of Clone Wars. And so when I got the call from Dave and I saw that it's going to happen again, it's just like, this is a dream come true.
It was kind of a given once Ahsoka was brought into the picture that it felt like, wow, there's all these loose ends that are existing in the galaxy.
Ahsoka and Rex actually were separated for quite some time. And they have this connection, and even though they didn't know kind of where they were, Ahsoka knew that she could reach out to Rex and he would be there to help.
I wanted to challenge Dee with the clones this time and make them a little bit different. Rex is pretty much the same, but their personalities I wanted to push farther than normal. As they've gotten older, Wolf was a little more grumpy than he was in Clone Wars, and Gregor has just kind of lost his rocker. Because he was in a massive explosion that he survives.
Gregor was really interesting for me. I was the most frightened about that because he's kind of a shell-shocked, kind of a wacky uncle at this point. It took a little back and forth with Dave to arrive at the voice and the level of kind of unhinged wackiness so that it's still Gregor, it's still believable, but it's more fun.
How about the other clones? Can you tell us anything of their journey after Order 66?
Yeah, to some degree. I mean, Wolf was not the clone that tried to take out Plo Koon. And George and I had talked about this with the clones, that not all the clones betray their Jedi. Rex had received the truth from Fives about the programming.
Fives' outlandish claims of conspiracy within the clone biology. Rex at first didn't believe it, but clearly something occurred to give him more thought about it.
Clone troopers or stormtroopers?
Clone troopers. Every time. I'm very prejudiced in this question, but I'm going to go with clones.
Where's Chopper?
He's probably still at the beach.
Wish I was at the beach. There he is. Welcome back, Chop.
Did you have a good break?
This has been fun, but I'm going back to work.
You've got Rebels questions and I've got answers. Well, not all the time. They don't tell me everything. But luckily for you and me, the Lucasfilm Story Group's Pablo Hidalgo is here and he's willing to spill. Nolan Jimenez asks, in Rebels we have non-clone stormtroopers, so what happened to the rest of the surviving clones?
Well, a lot of different things happened to them. Some of them had pretty sad situations. In many ways, the clone troopers are sort of this lost generation of unappreciated veterans that helped save the galaxy and were then discarded. Others, though, stayed loyal to the Empire and became sort of a training guard. They became the instructors at academies across the galaxy, training the next generation of soldiers.
Got questions about the Lost Commanders? Tweet it it to @StarWars using the hashtag Rebels Recon, and we'll choose a question to answer next week. Now, here's your sneak peek of our next episode, Relics of the Old Republic.
Here they are. The coordinates of every Republic base, separatist installation, pirate hideout, and smuggler's den in the Outer Rim. Plus a few Mandalorian bases that even Dave forgotten about.
Thank you, Captain. Sure you won't come with us?
Yeah, you're not bad in a fight. I mean, for older gentlemen.
Yeah, like I said, our war's over, kid. Don't much care to get mixed up in another. Oh, and say hello to Commander Tano for me.
But the Empire's on its way, and they will find you.
Or we can take care of ourselves.
Thanks for watching Rebels Recon. We'll be back with a brand new episode next week. Until then, check out our episode guide for the Lost Commanders and watch for other Rebels announcements only on StarWars.com.
Dispatch Inquisitors to hunt the rebels. The Empire's looking everywhere for us.
We can't just run.